is Tuesday, which means workout day. It is a really nice morning out. We do some Yasso 800s, 6 of them. The goal is at 240. Alright, so I'm at the track. We're going to start with a 2-ish mile warm-up and then stretch and then get into the workout. You know what Yasso 800s are, right? Siri doesn't because she always tries to autocorrect it and then messes it up. But my high school cross country coach would always talk about Yasso 800s as like the de facto marathon and half marathon training workout. So if you don't know, it's basically running your marathon goal pace of hours and minutes in 800s, but doing it in minutes and seconds. So for me, trying to run a 240 marathon, I would try to run 240 800s, or if you're trying to run a 340 marathon, it'd be 340 800s. And the goal is ultimately to do 10 of them, 10 days before your race day, and that should be a good predictor of your fitness. When I look it up online, it is a real workout, but people say equal rest for the workout, so 240, 800, 240 rest. I've seen some say 400 jog rest, but my coach says 200 jog rest. So I'm not sure exactly what the rest is supposed to be. I called it 300 for this workout. In the first 3, I did go through in 240, which was good, and I was happy with that. But then my watch reset, which was actually the 3rd time of the workout that it had reset, which was super frustrating. I think just as I switched between the running mode and the music, it just caused more stress, and I was using the Work Outdoors app, and it caused my watch to reset. That sometimes happens, which is really annoying. So the 4th one I think was around 244, but I wasn't completely sure. And a mixture of just the humidity, the morning humidity and the dew point was just terrible, and the heat and the sunlight from just being on the unshaded track, just I wasn't feeling good at all. So I kind of called it after 4, and then I just threw in some sub 80 400s and some strides and then some stair workouts. So it was kind of a failed workout, not what I was going for. But it's weird. So last week I did mile repeats at 5:30-ish pace. I did them in about the same rest, about 90 seconds to 2 minutes rest. But I could do them at 5:30 pace, which is 245, 800 pace. But here I struggle to do 240 pace for half that distance. I don't know if it was just the impact from the sun because my mile repeats were a lot more shaded, or just the fact that I liked my mile repeat course a lot better than my 800 course just being on the track. So do you know what I mean? When like one workout doesn't translate into another, even though the other workout should be easier per rep, but yet it feels harder than a longer rep. It just doesn't add up physically, so it just has to be something mental or maybe just the weather. I'm not sure. So this morning I ran at 7:30 to try to beat the heat. Still didn't work. It was ridiculously humid and muggy out. So got 7.5 miles in, which was cut short because I had to go to the dentist at 9 o'clock. And now I'm just chilling in center field at my brother's baseball game, alone, by myself, staying socially distanced, and it is still so hot. But at least my brother's team is the Reds, which is my favorite baseball team, so I get to wear my one of my uniforms, my jerseys, to watch them play. So Monday of this week, I went out pretty late, so 7:40 p.m. I just did 8.7 miles at a 7:48 pace. So that was just really slow and easy, basically just recovery. Tuesday was my workout. The Yasso 800s didn't go as planned, but Wednesday was my 7.5 mile run before the dentist that we talked about at around 7:25 pace. And then the next day I did the identical route at 7:34 pace, so another 7.5 mile run. Wednesday night I watched Hacksaw Ridge. Amazing movie, my first time seeing it. Let me know if anybody's seen it and you like it and your thoughts. Definitely recommend it. And then Friday morning I did my long hilly run, 14 miles at 7:16 pace with about 940 feet of elevation gain. It was tough. So I left at around 7:15 a.m., but even then the humidity just killed me, and I was really struggling and running really slow for the final hill, around almost 8-minute pace for the last hill. So I was just dead, but it was a good long run. It was good to have that done by 9 o'clock. So happy with that effort. It just took a lot out of me. Saturday I ran again in the evening around 7:50, about a little over 7 miles, sub 7 pace. And I kind of had some bad news with that run too. And then Sunday I had an amazing run. So it was a much cooler day than it had been recently. I think it was only 75 degrees, and the humidity wasn't bad, and there was a slight breeze, so it felt so much better. I did an awesome loop. I started by the river, did a little bit on the bike trail, then I did this 2-mile trail that was uphill, did a couple laps at the park at the top of that trail, came back down at a much faster clip, finished by the water, just kind of stood in the river after my run, saw a pretty cool snake, and it was all in all an awesome run. So at the end of week 3 of marathon training, I hit 63 miles, had not a great 800s workout, and not the best hill workout. So next week I'm going to start getting into both longer distance, so hopefully closer to 70 miles, but I'm also going to maybe add a 2 a day, and I want to get back into tempos because I love my long runs with like 6 to 12 miles of marathon pace tempoing in there. I think those are like the best training runs. So I'm going to do that this week hopefully, and then something hard on Tuesday, Wednesday time frame. So it is Saturday. Haven't done much filming this week. It's been kind of a boring week in terms of running. It's been about 90 degrees all week, so it's just been brutal weather, but it's been raining today. So it was about 70 and rainy, so I got an awesome run in around 9 o'clock, and now there's a really pretty sunset. So I'm just hanging out in the field, enjoying the sunset. Got about 9 miles tomorrow, which will put me at 63 miles for the week, so I'm slowly climbing up the ladder in terms of distance. But today I actually canceled my trip to San Diego, which would have been amazing to hang out in that beautiful, humidity-free, perfect weather. But one of my friends possibly had COVID, and we didn't get his test back in time, so we just played it safe and canceled the trip. So no California for me, unfortunately, just Ohio. But I did go to a rope swing today and went swimming, and then got some Cane's chicken, which was awesome. And then to come back after all that and just go for a really comfortable and cool and almost chilly at times because of the rain evening run with a sunset like this, it makes up for it a little bit. So not as great as Oceanside and San Diego, but I'm happy to be able to have gotten a good run in. Then we'll have an easy run tomorrow morning, and then a brunch for my sister's birthday, which should be great. I'll see all my family. Maybe going hiking later, which I'll be pretty excited if I get to do that. And then hopefully a big week of training, including my brother's wedding on Thursday, which I'm the best man. So I'm probably gonna end this episode here. Sorry for kind of like the boring week. Next week should be more exciting, but we'll at least end with this really beautiful sunset.